All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another Pokemon Artcast episode. The podcast where we talk about all things Pokemon and more. Tonight's episode, we're going to take a look back at Pokemon the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back. Does it hold up to today's standards? Is it still the best Pokemon movie in the entire catalog? We'll leave that up to you to help debate with that. But first, let me introduce myself. I am Zammu. And with me, of course, is always the always awesome
Josh Shadow.
All right. Man, Josh, I gotta hand it to you. I love when you do these title cards. I love the idea that we are messing with Armored Mewtwo right now.
What's sad is that totally turned into First, it was just a little fun image joke between us, and then I think it was J-Chip who was like, last show, we should talk about Mewtwo Strikes Back. And I'm like, we both were like, inside joke, laughing our asses off because we're like, oh my god, we just made a funny image about that.
Right? The timing was just perfect for it. And yeah, I mean, did the stars align for that? Who knows? But here we are today to talk about that awesome topic in itself. I think a lot of us have fondness for Pokemon the first movie, whether you saw it in theaters or you saw it later on a VHS rental or DVD rental. I can still remember the day I took my brother to see that back when he was actually into Pokemon. And, you know, I think to this day we were still the only kids laughing near the end with regards to what happens to our hero.
Okay, there's no need for a spoiler censorship here. We all know what happened at the end.
Exactly. So let me go ahead and gear everything up here. I've got to get our wonderful pop-up chat going as always, because YouTube's settings are funky like that.
Well, right now we have in our lovely Pokebox, we've got Hector the Game Collector, J-Chip Show, and Ron Mower, Mr. ECW. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Is there such a thing as an ECW mon?
Maybe in Digimon.
Or
but we are not the Digimon Digicast, okay? That's a show we might do later.
Well, I meant, like, is there such a thing as an ECW Pokemon? Or would that be Ron himself?
I don't know. It depends on what Ron. It depends on what Ron wants to call himself. I mean, there's plenty of fighting types there.
That's true.
And yes, Ron Miller, it is I, Josh, the ghost who passed through you in LLE. I apologize.
Yeah, I gotta extend my deepest apologies to Ron while he's here in chat, and maybe Bushido Blade Warrior will join us at some point. For those of you who weren't aware, Josh and I are a tag team in the ECW. We could technically be ECW. No, we are a tag team in the LLE, which was a very awesome concept designed by Omega Ace Gaming and Mazin Power. And we recently had a tag team match against Ron Moore and Bushido Blade. And while I wasn't there for all of the beatdown, I was able to chime in at random moments.
Dude, I felt really... I felt so bad when, like, you slammed him into a corner, then you, like, power punched him. Then I did, like, a flying drop kick to him and he was in the corner. It's like, oh, man. It was like, that was bad.
Yeah, and I would never physically harm Ron Moore like that. We're buds. I would never brutally beat him in a corner like that.
Hey. This was to be the number one contender, though. We had to do what we had to do. We had to go down to business.
I understand that, and again, I I just want to extend my deepest apologies for it because yeah, that was harsh. Not gonna lie.
Well, if
And
it's any consolation, I mean, Bushido Blade was throwing legs at me for a good chunk of time.
yeah, I could definitely see that. Okay, according to J Chip, you are a little bit loud, so hopefully I've corrected that.
Well, I adjusted the volume and pick up on my mic too, so hopefully that fixes the problem.
Yeah. You all know what it's like to work with YouTube stream settings. They don't always stick. I'm going to
I
say
saw Josh beating through from Mazin Power.
it.
Well, that's we're trying to be G rated, so I can't quote exactly what was it Lit Gaming 999 said that I did. That was that was hilarious, but yeah,
Oh
that
man.
was that it was a modification of I passed through and more or less stumped somebody out.
Mhm.
Like, ouch.
Yeah.
True, true, but not necessarily warranted on purpose.
Oh, we got some harsh words. Harsh words from J Chip.
I just like the fact he's only singling you out. He's like, I don't want any part of the ghost, man. I saw what he did to people once in the corner. I mean, that was brutal. I like slammed my legs into Bushido Blade a bunch of times, like, and held him there. That was what was messed up.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah,
It was a really fun event. I
it
watched
was.
I watched the highlights and rewatched the segments that I missed live. So I'm glad that I was able to catch that. It was an awesome
Well,
show.
if I remember right, J Chip, you have to make a promo calling Zombie out if you want that match.
That's true. And then hopefully I can find time to make a promo at some point. And I'll even say it, it's better than half of what's on TV right now. The only thing that I would probably tune into regularly at this point is AEW. I've lost faith in WWE at this point.
And we've got Victory Leo in the Pokebox. Congrats. Welcome. To all you captured Poke fans, I don't know if we'll ever actually use you in the team, but it's great that you're here. You may spend your life in the Pokebox wondering when you're getting called up.
You know what? That's actually an interesting point. So I may have to make changes to that. Give me just a moment. Where did it go? All right, cool. Well, we've got is
Is
Maz.
Mazin shine? No, I don't know about that. I mean, it depends on what region and what type of Pokemon, because there's some that are just literally, oh, it's just a color variant based on gender.
Unless it's a regional variant, right?
Well, there's exception with like Powdon's a great example. Nidorans are a great example,
Mm-hmm.
where the male and female are different colored, but they almost look either they do look identical or they're semi identical. I remember the first time I came across the female hippopotamus, I thought I had the shiny, and then I looked later and was like, oh no, that's just what the females look like. I'm like, you suck. You suck so hard.
Right? Yeah, shinies, and I'm gonna vent a little bit on shinies right now because for those of you who play Pokemon Go out there, maybe some of you participated in Go Fest, maybe not. Honestly, for me, I did not enjoy this recent Go Fest. We were told that shiny rates would be up. We were told that Oh, speaking of which,
Hello.
J Chip dropped in. Greetings, J Chip.
um, yeah, we were told a lot of different things that were going to happen with this year's Go Fest. We were going to have shiny rates increased, the introduction of what do they call that class? Sacred Beast? Is that right? Or am I thinking of something else?
I have no idea. I haven't messed with Go in like a long ass time.
And the spawn rates were supposed to be insane and everything. Well, for what a majority of players got, it really wasn't that great. Overall, I think between the 2 days, I got maybe 6 shinies.
Well, here's the question for you. Did you pay for the special Pokemon Go Fest ticket?
Yes, I did.
Wow. I'm
Yep.
sorry.
And
I'm sorry.
as an act of kindness, I actually sent GoFest tickets to some of my buds in our local Pokemon Go group who weren't able to get them. So I actually paid for them to play GoFest with us, and yeah, we all yielded the same results. It was terrible. Um, I doubt Niantic is going to address any of those issues, but it's definitely convincing me more and more why I need to stop playing hardcore like I used to. It seems like back in the day, it was a lot better. And now with all these changes and these empty promises, I'm being motivated not to drop money on it like I used to. So, but that
It's a
aside,
damn shame. That's a shame, but then again, considering how it came to exist, Go in general came to exist, I'm not surprised.
right. All right, well, that's enough sadness for right now. Why don't we kick off the rest of the show? First up, let's go ahead and do that awesome segment. YouTuber. Who is it, Josh?
I'm waiting for the screen to load, man. You gotta give me a minute. If I had to guess, because for some reason, oh, there we go. It's Yugoslav, the video game nerd.
That's right, everybody.
And apparently, Victory Leo has decided to go use Rest Attack. So you have a good one.
Aw, Leo's resting like a Snorlax. Okay, well,
And then we've got
back in the ball
Vash,
you go.
Vash Darwin is now in our Pokebox.
So, Josh, what can you tell us about good old Yugoslav?
I mean, he's for a streamer who doesn't talk. He doesn't appear on screen in any form. He plays a lot of games, and he's got an active rotation. I think he's on almost every night playing something for some amount of time.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. And Yugo plays quite the variety of titles.
Oh yeah, he emulates a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I think he just started playing Wild Arms 2. He tries to complete them in a certain amount of time. If he doesn't, he'll put it he plans months in advance. It's like crazy.
And he's even live now, as a matter of fact, playing Konami arcade games. Nice.
Yep.
We'll have to drop a little link to his live stream in a moment, but yeah, Yugo plays quite the interesting rotation. As you can see here, for those who've never checked out his channel, plays a variety of RPGs, a variety of platformers, cross console, so you'll see like retro, current, quite a variety of mix here. And he's been supporting a lot of the channels that we all know here in the podcast as it is. So definitely show him some support. If you've never checked out his content, I'm fortunate enough to catch some of his later stuff. It was a lot easier back in the day when I actually worked the night shift, but I'm still able to bring up his live streams and check them out. So here we've got more of his catalog. And again, just an interesting mix of familiar and unfamiliar titles.
Oh yeah. Then he has done a couple where you actually will hear him, but it's not a stream. It's like content, like he'll show off some of the games he has in his collection physically. Some of
Mm-hmm.
them are he does play physical. I couldn't tell you how many that actually is.
Right. And
Because
he's also uploaded some collection videos too. So
yeah,
you'll see little shorts of what's in his game room and the various consoles he collects for. Um, yeah, quite an interesting mix of entertaining live streams and collection videos. So definitely check out Yugoslav if you haven't.
yep. And that
Uh,
icon changes a lot. I'm not
so
gonna kid you. Do not memorize by icon with him because he changes.
that's so true. So true. I almost thought I unsubbed because I was looking at the wrong icon and I didn't realize he changed it. So,
Oh yeah. That's
Retro
why I
Gaming
had to give it.
Hero with a question
Welcome to the Pokebox, by the way, if I didn't get a chance to welcome you.
says, I have a question. How would you guys feel about a remake of Pokemon Black and White for the Nintendo Switch?
First off, it needs to be a collection so we can get both the first Black and White and the sequel Black and White. But that would be great if they did it in that same style. They did the Diamond and Pearl remakes
Mm hmm. Yep.
because it had that. I think them following a similar look and aspect like they did with Link's Awakening on Game Boy and Game Boy Color. That was the right approach because it still gave you that kind of handheld feel. I think it'd be fun, but I don't necessarily see him doing it anytime soon
Mm hmm. Yeah.
because, like, Legends of Arceus obviously was like the big title, and then we got basically what was kind of a remake filler out of Diamond and Pearl.
Mm hmm. Yeah. I feel that if they kept the if they kept the Arceus play style and then revamp the graphics, it would work. Me personally, though, I would want them to reboot Crystal and possibly Yellow, just because that one was more anime based and manga based.
Oh yeah, Yellow actually was the Yellow Game Boy game was based on the show, but the manga Yellow Caballero was like completely different, which is
Mm-hmm.
called I think we just called it Pokemon Adventures Yellow. We didn't keep the Caballero. But what was funny with that is it was first a floppy comic book before it actually became a graphic novel
Mm-hmm.
in the States, which I thought was kind of funny.
Got Vash the Hype Man. Says he loves Gen 5, but Crystal and Yellow remake would be awesome. I think so too. I think they should remake the games that everybody, for a majority, actually loves and cherishes to this day. I mean, everybody's going to have a favorite, but depending upon when you entered the series, a lot of younger players like Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, and I can't blame them. Um, but
Yeah, you can. We can, but we don't say it in mixed company.
Hey, Emerald was awesome. I like Emerald. But
I'm sorry, Emerald had a lot of cool things going for it, but it did not keep me there.
mm-hmm. And
I
we
had like I walked away after I beat the story mode, did the whole extended story. I just like, oh, well, I need this move. I can only learn in this game, and then Chin trade it all the way up to the game I'm currently playing and really enjoying. Okay,
right.
I mean that's what it became.
And we talked about this in the last podcast where we kind of missed that 3-tier structure that they started doing and with I guess you could say Gen 1, but technically Gen 2. Um
It would consider stateside. Yeah, we didn't get it in the United States until Gen 2
mhm.
officially. Hell, if you want to get even more technical, technically Japan got a quadrilogy, or whatever the hell you want to call it,
Mm-hmm.
because they got Pokemon. It was Pokemon Red and Green initial, then Blue would have been their third, and then Yellow came out.
Right.
I mean, they got four. We got two, and then technically three if you want to count Yellow that way.
And thanks to Chris James, I now have a copy of Pokemon Blue, the Japanese version. So I'm going to try to start building that collection.
I need to do that too. I have the fan English translated Japanese green, and I have the Japanese green.
Mm.
For the real one cart. But on that, I kind of want to try to get a CIB of Japanese green, because I think that's just a fun thing to have.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So if you're out there and you have one of those, or you're looking for somebody to send Marshadow or Josh Shadow's way, right here, Japanese, complete Japanese green Game Boy game. I don't know which one out of the Gen 1 Zombie would like a CIB. Zombie's got to speak for himself there.
I'm just going to answer it by saying all.
Well, I would like all, but I'm trying to be sensible here. So you gotta be sensible.
I will
when
be.
The violent ghost teddy bear is like, hey, I'm being sensible. You need to be sensible too.
Okay. I will
stop trying to destroy the balance.
And with that, speaking of destroying the balance, how many of you guys have seen the new Scarlet and Violet trailer?
Ooh, I've seen it.
What are your thoughts on it?
And there's J Chip with a loud out of nowhere. I have. We can put you back in the Pokeball, J Chip.
I like the legendaries they showed.
Which one did you like the most?
I like the purple one just because purple's my favorite color.
I think the jet side one. That would be Miraidon, I think is what he's called.
New Rhydon.
No, Miraid.
Oh, Miraidon.
Miraidon.
I thought you said New Rhydon.
Hell, I think we have an image we can actually show that shows their name. I think we have an image that actually has their names.
We sure do. Do we want to show those first, or do we want to look at the trailer?
For the sake of conversation, let's just show the one that has the names on it of the legendaries.
Okay.
I think that would do us, and then we can segue.
Hector,
because that's how we go.
Is that a generalized question for any of us? Do you want us to say who we think you'd be?
Oh, I could say it, but I think he might get mad at me. Honestly, I think he'd be that Roly-Puff with a goatee. Totally.
A Jigglypuff with a goatee? Did I hear that right?
Yeah, and instead of the little marker, he's got a soldering iron. He's the only Jigglypuff that can give you burns.
A soldering iron.
Let's be honest, a majority of the videos we've seen recently, he usually shows us how to fix something, and then he plays the game.
That's
so it
true.
Makes sense to me. He's like, I'm going to fix you up, all right?
Wow.
I got it. What did I win?
All right, here we go. Let's take a look at... There's our new legendaries. For me, this is tough. Because, like what Josh and I have talked about before, I love the sort of tribal look that Koraidon has. It's very Native American to me, but I also like the spiritual, futuristic look that Miraidon has.
Well, I'm hoping we're getting a double pack, because then that will solve mine and Monkey's problem.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to play Scarlet. I want to play Violet, and usually the price point is a little cheaper than recently when you buy the double packs than when you don't. I mean, it's not like a huge price point difference, but it's enough to be like, that kind of balances out.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they actually offered that, because trying to buy both games back in the day, at least for me, was always tough to do unless it was in a set. And
oh, dude, that was for any of us back in the day when Pokemon first came out. It was like you got one, and if you wanted the other one, you either had to save up or hope you had a birthday or something, and it was still relevant.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't able to say I want both versions at the same time until I had my own job and I was in college.
I always had to wait for like Christmas or birthday. Sometimes if I was lucky, I would get it on Easter as opposed to my birthday. But yeah, near the time I was able to get my own job, that's when I started buying up everyone I could. And I remember the only time I ever saw a Pokemon game in bulk like that was Platinum, and I made the stupid mistake of passing it up when I had the chance.
Let's
Um,
see, Platinum had that one thing that, for
Ooh.
whatever reason, had no issues or had no real leaks where anyone was like, oh, well, there's a lot more than just some small little here and there touches that changes.
mm-hmm.
So a lot of people were like, I'm not going to buy it again. It's going to be like Emerald. I don't need to do that again.
Right.
Then turned out Platinum was like the shit, and everyone's like going, oh, man.
That's exactly how I felt about it. I wasn't impressed with Diamond and Pearl, and I was thinking, well, this the face Pokemon on the cover looks cool, but do I really want to run out and get it right away? Um, and I was working at Target at the time, so I always saw it on the shelf, and I thought, well, this must be here because it's not a good game, you know.
No, it was there because it was a very in demand
It was
game.
there because yeah, exactly. So, needless to
All right.
say, I am kicking myself for not picking up Platinum.
Well,
Um,
real quick, I want to do a quick welcomes here. We've got to our Pokebox now. We have Luis, we have Lit Gaming 99, Retro Ryan with his support for hashtag Retroactive Trio. Thank you for dropping in. We appreciate it. And Retro Gaming Hero 26. If I didn't welcome you, welcome.
all right. Uh,
But J Chip, what was your feeling on the whole Platinum, Pearl, Diamond pickups, or being able to buy both or three?
Um, so like in my area, like there was this kind of weird war going on. So like I had Pokemon Sapphire on the GBA, and uh, the people around me who got Sapphire, we kind of just hung around with each other, and we kind of bullied the people that got Emerald or Ruby, because you can only pick one version of a Pokemon game at that time.
Okay, that seemed like one of those weird wars where you guys, whoever was Ruby and Sapphire, chose to be the guys that didn't have the cooler move, the bigger move pool. Which, yeah, that was a bad choice. I'm
so
not gonna fault you for picking the cooler.
so it really was Team
No, I
Aqua
didn't
versus
have a
Team
choice with
Magma.
that one.
And there's people like me who are like, I'm gonna go where I have the
I
most
didn't have a
options.
choice. That was a birthday present.
Oh, it wasn't me. It was somebody else's bailout option. I like it. He used a fake out attack on us. And nobody got that Pokemon reference but me, apparently.
Someone probably got it.
Fake out is a move in Pokemon, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I know. I didn't catch that until way later. Zamu's psychic abilities aren't working as well right now.
I thought it was confusion, but okay.
Eh,
Ba-da.
mimic.
Oh, Mimic. He's like, you know what? I'm going to mimic that Z move you like to do so much to Ash and Ash's Pikachu in a minute if you don't be nice. But getting back on task, I'd have to say the one I lean towards heavier wanting to play with is, as far as the cover legendaries for damn, I want to say Sapphire now. Scarlet and Violet. I'd have to say Miraidon. Because it's just like got that cool, like you said, kind of futuristic, modern nice look, and then I also like Koraidon. I mean, I would not be surprised if they're kind of like I don't want to say it, but they have a form shift similar to Mega Evolutions, or even like hopefully the gimmick we were talking about that one time, or when we were figuring out our lineup of stuff to talk about, where you give them an item and they have like a form change if they're holding the item.
Mm-hmm.
That would be really cool.
That would be a neat gaming mechanic for sure.
I mean, there's the big speculation, like things of you equipping certain things can change a Pokemon's typing and all this, and I'm like in their region, which I think would be a great idea, but I don't think they'll do it because that would be an insane amount of programming work.
Mm-hmm.
To do that.
But would be an awesome feature. I'm sure fans would appreciate that a lot. And then,
yeah. I mean,
and you know what's going to happen after that? There's going to be a demand to have that featured in Go. You know it.
Man, Zombie's got that hate going on for Pokemon Go right now. It's like, I wonder how much they managed to squeeze out of him from the passes that he got gypped on that he is really pissed off about.
Well, I mean, I wasn't exactly shy about how this Go Fest was terrible. Like last year's,
I know.
Last year's Go Fest, I could only enjoy it so much because I was actually working security at an event. So it's not like I could sit there and blame it on the game when my accessibility to Go Fest at that time was limited. But I still managed to get a variety of cool stuff and a lot of good mons for the collection. This one, with the exception of being able to raid for Groudon and my favorite of that gen, Kyogre, being able to raid for them again was fun, but their stats are terrible. The IVs they're giving for the raids just isn't as good as they used to be. So even there, I'm finding problems with trying to enjoy the one component that I was looking forward to the most. So I think I'm going to drown away my sorrows and hopefully find a good Groudon plush for me to cuddle with. Or not a Groudon, Kyogre. Which, in all seriousness, I actually am trying to find a Kyogre plush, but I picked a hell of a time to look.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. So, I still have plush you sent me. He's, like I said, he's still currently guarding my little bit of tokusatsu that's not packed up stash. He's still wearing my Kamen Rider Ghost belt.
Nice.
So, J-Chip, out of the two cover legendaries we have up on screen, which one are you leaning a little more towards?
I think I'm going with Miradon just because I like its color scheme, and it kind of looks like a snake.
I mean,
the other one, I don't know. It just kind of looks more like a second version of Groudon. That's kind of the impression I get from that one.
See, there's an interesting look since you brought up the serpent-like design. Miraidon's got more of that Eastern dragon look. Miraidon has more of that European dragon, where he's like got 4 legs. Looks like he might have some sort of, at one point, may have had wings thing going on his back. I mean,
right.
I personally think they both look cool, and if some of the jokes people have made that they might be a thing like a combiner type of Pokemon, which would be kind of cool. It'd be very interesting to see. But I really, really I'm curious what their new gimmick is going to be. From everything we've seen, from like the videos, which I believe we will be sharing a muted down the second trailer they dropped that revealed some new stuff.
Right.
Obviously with the cover legendaries. I have a thing that Monkey had just brought up to me before the show, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool," and I hope it's true. But I'm gonna wait until we show the video here and we finish up with that, and we'll continue talking about the Pokemon or the cuter or the what was it? The cutter kaiju, as Ryan put it.
It's funny he brought that up again in chat just a moment ago. I told him to keep an eye out for a future episode where we discuss the Pokemon that look like or based off kaiju.
Oh, it could be easily associated, or we believe we can associate with them.
Right? So
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun episode.
I just gave him the easiest one to look at and, tell me who it resembles.
Now, you made sure not to bring up the freaking what was it? The Mega Evolution to Standard, right?
Right. All right, let's bring it back. Where are we at here? Boom. All right. Well, with that being established, let's actually take a look at the new trailer for those of you who haven't seen it yet.
Real quick, while that's booting up, welcome Poe to our Pokebox of wonder and excitement here on Pokemon Artcast.
Now, unfortunately, as you all know, for the sake of not being copyright struck,
we do encourage you to look this up for sound on your own time.
Right, but here we're just going to take, it's kind of a, there we go. I was hoping to stretch this out more. Come on. Oh, did it freeze? There it goes.
Yeah. It paused itself, I think.
That's good to know. So there's our new starter. One of. Oh my god, it is chugging bad.
Yeah, you messing with it apparently was a bad move, man.
There we go. There's our other starter. There's our other starter.
I was going to say, are you calling the brand new little electric Pokemon a starter? Because it was like still chugging when you said that. I'm like, don't give misinformation.
No,
yes,
I wasn't.
Yes, Ryan. It's a quote-unquote friendly Godzilla.
A lot of familiar mons here. Oh, look, it's your favorite.
Let's see, Pecky Peck. Then there was a Marsheep, I think it is.
Oh, Flaffy.
But Laffy. Yeah, there you go. I don't know why I was blinking out on that for a minute. I'm just hoping we're gonna still have the ability to like change our outfit.
Yeah.
That would really suck.
Me too.
I'm not a super fan of the default outfit.
Got some trading going on. That's a huge Venonat.
I wonder if they're keeping alphas.
Cryogonal. Oh, Gengar.
Or if that's just a horrible, horrible freaking rough cut where bad size comparison. Lurantis was right after Gengar.
That looks like Arizona. That looks like the pod race scene from episode 1.
Are we talking about the giant fault line they're diving into?
Yeah.
It makes you feel like it's a weird... Look, it's part of the West Coast. It's an island. It's a thing off all that beachfront property everyone has.
And there are legendaries.
I mean, graphically for this intro video, they look way better than like the still images do justice. I did think it was a nice touch that there's two different professors though too.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and we'll take a closer look at that.
But yeah, the only double pack I've seen like anyone show an official they're doing it is the British PAL. Well, anywhere that uses PAL has a rating system, I guess, or PEGI or whatever for the PAL region.
Yeah.
Like, if you go on Amazon right now, you can either pre-order Scarlet or Violet separately. There's no like combined pack. I don't know if they're gonna do like they did one of the last games. They had a double pack where it's a little closer towards it, or if they're not gonna do it at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm kind of trying to stick my guns, like I said, and wait to see if we get a double pack.
Yeah, I think I'm going to hold out for one of those as well. The closer and closer we get to the release date, I'm hoping
Then
they'll...
I'm gonna sweat it. Then you start sweating bullets like, okay, this isn't funny anymore. Gotta let me know if I've gotta spend the money on one or the other here.
Right? So there's that awesome trailer for you guys, and we'll go ahead and take a look at some of the things that you might have noticed and what are some of the pro and con with the game choices they made. First and foremost, I gotta say I am not a fan of the character outfits.
You mean your default start outfit?
Yeah, I don't dig this at all.
Yeah. I will say though, as far as like color scheme wise, at least Violet got a decent color palette.
Yes.
I wish I can stomach that. I mean, Scarlet's it's a burnt orange instead of like maybe a dark or lighter red.
I get a creamsicle vibe when I look at that.
Fair.
I feel like that, or
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
like seriously, I wouldn't choose either of these willingly, but I would at least go with Violet's because it does look a little bit cooler.
Well, it's I don't think it's so much cooler as it's the color palette is a lot more visually pleasing to the eye.
I feel
Scarlet's is like just is like a huge turnoff to me. It's like, why?
It's like I'm wearing fruit striped gum shorts.
And there's a horrible X-rated thought that came to mind.
Oh, brother.
Do they run out of flavor after so long?
We all know they don't last.
Are you gonna have to change to a new pair of shorts after the first few steps?
After
They're falling apart.
After 10 seconds. Yep.
Yeah, it's like a school uniform. And then with a weird safari hat, Ryan. I mean, you kind of got it spot on there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the perfect way to put it. You got the fruit striped gum uniform, where it's like, oh, then you have like the pride and true simple gum. That's like, yeah, see, I still have flavor. I don't have that vibrant, excitable color, but look at me.
Right.
I'm still here. I still function. You're still getting some use out of me.
So we got Grape Escape and Creamsicle shorts. Awesome.
Now here's my one thing I just noticed. Why is it like if you look at the small orange stripe, you got the and you go like the drawstring on the shorts, they're a blue, just like a random bluish color.
Mm-hmm.
And then we decided the hats needed to be blue for some reason.
Yeah.
As opposed to Violet's, where it's like, okay, yellow's used real sparingly. The hat matches the top of the shirt, which makes sense. Kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. It's like somebody didn't have certain parts color and said, screw it, and went real quick.
Well, let's look at some designs that actually work.
The segue.
and that being the new professors.
Yeah, I think we got 2 different images to show them. Ryan saying he's triggered by the Scarlet uniform. Well, how triggered are you now by the Scarlet Professor's orange outfit, orange and cream outfit with a touch of chocolate there?
Yeah, and once again, I am torn between these two designs. I love the tribal look of the female professor, and I love the futuristic Tron look kind of vibe from the other professor.
I say they have names, but I didn't think to try to dive into the image at all. I was like, good enough. I'm like, well, you know what? This is a last minute thing that everyone's gonna ask our opinion anyway. Let's have some stuff to show.
Right. Yeah, exactly, Ryan. That's kind of the vibe that I got.
It's like his outfit would match his legendary, like just like hers matches her cover legendary.
Mm-hmm.
Which means almost to a point there might be technically 2 separate stories going simultaneously.
Right.
Which would be awesome.
Well, their names are Professor Sada and Turo. And
Turo being the male and Sara being the female, if I'm going to guess this right.
And I'm saying those without an accent because
we ain't racist. we don't need that. Somebody going, hey, you're misappropriating my culture, and then we get like shut down.
No, I'm not afraid of that. But their names do have meaning to them.
I'm sure they do. Just don't. I'm not gonna sit there and roll any R's. That's for damn sure.
But yes, their names are from I believe some Spanish words. So I'm not gonna say them with the little Spanish accent.
Well, not yet, anyway.
No, I'm probably
actually. He's gonna say that too when Artcast suddenly gets a slight shift, and all we're doing on our separate streams are playing the game for you guys to see footage of while we hang out, and then talk about different things that are going on. Speaking of, I wonder because there was that rumor. Remember, they said everyone was believing we were going to get some sort of expansion to Legends Arceus. I wonder if that's true or not.
Mm-hmm. I still haven't heard anything yet, but I'm always hopeful because while that game was good as is, I wouldn't mind some expansions for it.
Well, that's a game that I could see, unlike Sword and Shield, where if there is something I have to pay for, I don't feel like I got screwed over as hard.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's interesting about these professors, too? The possibility that they actually might be villains in the game. What do you feel about that? What do you think about that?
Well, that'd be that nod to that last minute change up that Professor Oak was supposed to be the final villain. Go ahead, J-Chip.
What if they I was just saying they could do a unique spin on it and be like, these are your rivals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that would be an interesting twist, honestly, that the professors were supposed to be doing, all their lab work for turn out to be villains. That would be really, really cool. That'd be a really neat twist.
Also, I kind of want to point out the female kind of looks like the Amazoness monsters from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, that's true. She does look kind of like an Amazoness, which again makes it so difficult for me to choose.
I have no problem with that. I mean, I've accepted I'm going to end up playing both.
I probably will too.
I mean, accepted it.
Yeah, same.
But there's a thing. Somebody... She actually, when her mouth is open in one of the scenes, if you can catch it again and you pause it, she has fangs.
Ooh.
She has very pronounced canines.
That might sway my vote a little more than giggity.
Zombie's like, hey, are you are you the pokey version of Cutie Bat? And then Cutie Bat, every time you're playing that game, is gonna be standing over your shoulders, being like,
I'm just saying.
I'm not dressing up like her, Zombie. I'm not doing it.
I'm just saying.
Both hands on the joystick, sir.
Oh, Mazen. I dare you to say it in Spanish.
Nah, I don't speak Spanish, so I'm not about to try. If I do it, it is going to be the most gringo version you will ever hear, and I'm not doing that. I own that, and what's sad is I have a lot of half Spanish family members, I found out, and I don't speak a lick of it. And they looked at me like, that's the thing our family does now. I'm like, well, I missed the memo. I was that lost family member you found, and we didn't have to go on like a TLC show for you to find me.
Oh, and here I thought we were going to trade off on the Spanish. That's okay, though.
Nope. I do not speak it, and I'm not about to try. It's on my things to learn list, let me tell you. I've been really thinking hard. I've been like, should I be like some of those people I've seen do streams where they're like streaming Duolingo and we're going to learn Spanish?
Hey, I kind of do sometimes when I watch Mazen and Omega stream. There are some words I don't know. I'm like, oh, I learned something new.
Oh, dude.
The more you know. Ding.
I know. not to mention being more bilingual, trilingual, and all that is becoming higher requests and easier to get a job with, let me tell you.
Yep. So true.
They really want that expansion of language vocabulary. And I don't mean foul, colorful language either.
All right. Well, we've still got a few images to look at, and of course we have to address tonight's topic. So let's throw in real quick. Probably, I think this one is probably the most talked about newest addition to the Mon lineup, but I could be wrong. At least I've seen a lot of people discussing it. Do you feel like this is the most popular newest edition?
Nope.
Really?
He's the second. I've been watching a lot of the fan art and stuff people have been doing. Lechonk there is the thing that shocks me the most is when I first saw it, I was like, we're getting a dark piggy. Nope, get a normal type. But I do like how some of these images, this one's from the official Pokemon site, so they decided with him to be like, here's his the optional abilities he or she, depending on which one you get, gender you catch it, has, and what type it is.
So, Mazen, that means we can't trust you, but we can trust Omega?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
and J-Chip's taking it off, apparently. It's going to be a weird throwdown, a shirtless throwdown in the chat now.
I actually was going to say something different, but yeah, that's true.
Hey, I'm not going to go there. There's plenty of abilities and moves that do things like shedding, and I'm not going to try to remember them all.
Mazen's got me thinking about one of my favorite pandosas, which is cochitos, the little pigs that are made with nutmeg and cinnamon, depending upon where you get them. It looks like they overcooked this one, though.
Look, as long as Lechonk doesn't turn into like another bilateral fighting pig, we're okay.
Oh, you didn't like the fiery wrestler pig.
We don't need the sumo pig Embor. That's enough freaking fighting types with fire attached to him. But he's not fire though. He's normal.
He's just a normal type.
No.
Yeah.
He's a normal fighting. No. Be original.
I kind of felt that and I actually name my my Embor, the one that I usually run, I name him Bam Bam Bigelow because his color scheme reminds me of Bam Bam's original outfit. So, But yeah, I'm kind of disappointed that all
I
he
did
is
that
just
too.
a normal type.
Yeah, I thought he would have been like a dark ground type. That would have been sick.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at least Swinub is what, ice and then is
I
he
think
ground
he's.
also, or is he just ice?
I think he's just an ice type.
Mm-hmm.
I,
But
he might get a. I think in a later his third form, it's like I think is when we get a subtype, a secondary.
all right, would you say this one then is the most talked about?
Waiting for it to
Pawmi.
show up on my. No, out of the three, that's the one that's the least talked about.
Why is that, you think? You think people are sick of
Because,
electric mouse?
well, that's the thing. Where does that look like a mouse to you?
Right? It looks.
I was like, I was like thinking it's either a new form of Dog, which I was really hopeful for, because I can get behind that,
Mm-hmm.
or a red panda. But it's a mouse. I'm like, okay, somebody
That
show me what mouse this is based off of, please.
Yeah, that doesn't say mouse to me at all. Mm-mm. I would even think hamster or like gerbil even that would be, but I don't see
But see,
mouse.
we got that. We did get a like hamster one
I
in.
kind of see a squirrel.
See, we got a hamster like one, and a gerbil like one in what was it? Sun and Moon, and then in Sword and Shield. So it's like, okay. But this one also leads me to think we might get the electric fire type because of his coloring and the way that little hoof on his head reminds me of like a candle wisp.
Mm-hmm. That would be an interesting mix, electric fire type.
Well, they're trying to say that he might turn out to be the Pokegoro that we never got.
Well, as long as he's not a Pika clone, then I'll be happy with that.
Well, he's pretty much in that family.
Okay, well, let's take a look then at the most talked about newest
Well, it's not so
edition.
much talk about. Well, when I say talk about, it's like how much like people are making little plushies and sticker
Memes.
art and all that already, like making all kinds of crazy things with it. It's like, damn. I mean, let me tell you, I've seen some thirsty art like not even a day later, like the same day, like a few hours. There was tons of thirsty art of the female professor that got revealed. I'm like, Jesus, that was fast.
I think they're
No,
really reaching here.
well, you gotta have your oddish type.
I mean, couldn't you have picked a much cooler vegetable at that point?
Yeah, but green olives are associated with Spain, and that's what the region's based on.
I thought it
And
was
we've
black
got
olives that were associated with Spain.
yeah, no, that's probably what his shiny's gonna be. It's probably gonna be a black shiny. Watch. I mean, because it perfectly sells itself when you think about it.
I
There's two
swear,
different color.
if this thing ends up with like a secondary or a third form
It
where
has to.
it
It's gonna
it's
have a third, at least a second form.
where like its final form is a taco or like some kind of Mexican or Spanish I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
Well, it's grass normal, so I mean, there's not a whole lot of excitement there on its typing, unfortunately. But welcome GMC to our Pokebox. But yeah, I mean, it's got a weird, nervous, cute charm to it.
I don't know. I don't really see much difference between this and Badoo, for example. And actually like Badoo. Oh, you're not gonna tell me that Roselia and Roserade aren't good Pokemon?
Oh no, I like Roserade and Roselia.
But you don't like Badoo because of Arceus or Arceus?
No, I've never, Badoofs I've never liked. they're like worse than freaking Rata and how in some of the games they appear in and how often they're just like there. Arceus just gave me a whole new reason to despise them. Sit there and catch some absurd number of them. It's like, oh man.
Yep.
It's like, but there's not even a mission that makes it easy or gives me any kind of easy reason to be like, okay, at least I'm getting something for doing all this. No, it's like, catch 100 Bidoof. Why?
Oh no, I was talking about Badoo, not Bidoof.
Oh, it's not like you said you were saying Bidoof. I'm like,
no, I would not waste my time and effort on Bidoof.
No, Badoo was an adorable addition. Kind of an unnecessary addition, though, when you think about it. But I will take it because it was part of that trend of what Pokemon can we give a baby form to and still have it count as a new Pokemon. That's another thing I wouldn't mind seeing in this game is if some existing Pokemon get either a new pre-form or a new final form. So, J-Chip, what do you think of small of here?
He looks alright. I'm not really interested in his design. I'm not a fan of the olive on his head.
I think it's funny when you think about it.
Yeah.
And I agree, we should have an Elote type Pokemon.
Watch, that's what it is. Somehow we shift now. It's the Pokemon will do it. Watch. He'll go from being an olive to being a corn cob, and we'll be like,
a corn cob.
How the hell did we get to a corn cob? How did we get there? They're not even like the same genus of freaking plant families.
Mm-hmm.
But so of the three, which one that they showed of the new wild Pokemon? I'm not counting starters because, yeah, starters you get by default. You don't actually have to catch them at the beginning. Which one do you think out of the three is the worthy? I will make an effort to catch it.
Probably the pig.
What was that, J-Chip?
Yeah, I'm going with the pig too.
See, I'm kind of torn because I like grass Pokemon, but I do want to see what goes down with that Lechonk. But watch, we're all saying everyone but Pommy or whatever, and it turns out that thing's like a beast.
Right, he ends up being like the coolest and like the best out of the new.
It's like everyone's like, this up until this part of the game, this is the one you need to have in your team.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Where does the chat stand on these? Out of all the three that we've showcased so far, which ones would you most likely go after? I'm on board with catching the pig more. Maybe I might look towards catching Smoliv, but I don't know.
It's an inevitability that you'll catch it because you're gonna want to have it. And mind you, we're doing this specifically on the pretense that it doesn't turn out these are Eversion exclusive.
Right.
I mean, it's one of those things that you're going to end up wanting to get it simply for the Pokedex thing, so you can get the special thing that makes catching shinies easier or whatever new thing they might add.
Mm-hmm. I have this thing about them just really not trying anything original, you know? And I guess that's because they're literally at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to these ideas that they can use.
This one I also think they didn't get like they usually do, where they'll go on like this retreat company-wide to an area they're thinking of using for the next Pokemon region.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta remember, we had a pandemic and Japan was like super locked down.
Right.
I mean, to an extent, they are still very heavily locked down, where they weren't letting anything in or out. Locked it down.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, there's.
So, I mean, it's hard to acquire a culture and then a feel for a region when you can watch a lot of stuff and see pretty pictures. And
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, just as a reference point, I'll throw the starters back up just for a quick little discussion.
well, that one was just fun because they showed some of the abilities on there. They finally gave us a sneak peek of what abilities they'll start with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Quaxley still has my vote. I really hope that his final form involves some sort of like conquistador looking
I
design.
really hope. I hope they give him a steel because I think a water steel type would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. I think that would
Hell,
be a.
I will take water fighting even, just for a change up.
Yeah. And honestly, I think the water steel type would change the current meta. So, I don't know. I'm look if any of the fan art theories are true, and I hope one of them are, I would love to see a water steel type with the armor. Whether he has a sword or a lance or whatever as a weapon, either way, I just think it would be cool. The the far fetched for shield and sword got their lance, surf fetched
Yeah,
evolution. So why not?
yeah, that was awesome. I mean, y'all know me. I'm still sitting there with Spergato or whatever the hell it's wanting to call itself,
Mm-hmm.
or Spergito, or I'm gonna stick with my grass starter tradition. The only one time I did that was because I think Uncle Phil said at the same time when we were all gonna play Arceus that he was taking the grass type. So I was like, well, I guess at least a fire type open. Then he said, then after we all started, he's like, I'm not streaming that. I'm like, oh. But anyway, I haven't really met. I think Monkey's the only person I've met that's like vocally said he kind of likes the fire type.
Mm-hmm.
That derpy fire looking thing.
I like the fire type too.
Let's just hope he doesn't go fighting on us,
Right.
or like tap out like they did with Charizard and go, it's a flying type. Please, we're begging you, take a chance.
Yeah. And then the only time they add the variants is in the mega forms. So now there's Charizard Dragon type, and then there's Charizard. What is it? Flying Fire. Is that what?
His default is he's technically a dragon, but he's flying instead of dragon. But he can
Right.
he can now at least learn dragon moves, which was
Mm-hmm.
weird. I mean, hell, he could. I don't think he can still even learn flying. I don't remember. I know for a long time he couldn't, which was freaking hilarious to me.
So there you have it, folks. Some more look at Violet and Scarlet. I know I'm gonna be picking these up, so can't wait
You
to.
will too.
Yeah, because I missed out on everything else so far. I need to go back and get the double packs of everything.
Sword and Shield, Brilliant Diamond, or whatever Diamond Pearl's calling itself.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the ones for Switch. I don't know if you're counting the 3DS double packs. Those ones are going to be expensive, way super expensive, though. But then again, with the 3DS Ultra Sun and then regular Sun and Moon,
Mm-hmm.
they were still book cases to them. So, I mean, that's one of those things that leans towards how much do you like that neatness of having the steelbook case.
I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on steelbooks. I like them, but then I don't feel that if all they did was just put it in a steelbook versus just, a normal clamshell. I don't
I
know.
don't know. You see with those? I can tell you because I own them. There's the cardboard box for both. Then they're each independently still in their plastic. If you buy it off just a regular single version, in their clamshells, and then the steelbook's kind of like a display piece.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it. So it's one of those things, kind of like where, for example, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1, GameStop had an exclusive. If you pre-ordered the game, you got the steelbook thing, kind of deal there.
Right.
But they are really cool looking and they're well made.
So
But I haven't priced those in a while, so yes, double packs. The Switch ones, I'm not as sure if they've had an increase, to tell you the truth.
all right. Well, going back to what year was that? 1999? How many of you guys remember seeing this in theaters?
I did. Me and my childhood best friend went and saw it. And he made a point of making sure we got the goddamn promo card for seeing the movie, too.
Right?
And yes, we used them in the deck, I think. Yeah, this one wasn't the Ancient Mew card one, so you could actually play with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it wasn't.
I think the promo Mewtwo card was legal at that time, but the Ancient Mew definitely was not.
I don't know, that promo was that was the first time they did a 4-pack promo thing where there was like 1 in 4 cards, but only the
Mm-hmm. I actually prefer that title, honestly. It adds to the badassery that Mewtwo has. You know, if you followed the show or you read the manga and everything, like threatening or frightening, like Gyarados, Onyx, all the big like mean looking ones, and then you get Mewtwo, who like not a single Pokemon can stand up to him. Not even trainers can stand up to him. Not even Pokeballs could stand up to him because he had his own Pokeball. And I was laughing when I saw this part in the movie. His Pokeballs could capture Pokemon in the Pokeballs even.
Yeah, he wasn't playing around. He's like, yeah, I have a Master Ball, bitch.
Right? And, they had that moment where, Ash is all, hey, he can't catch them if they're in the Pokeballs. And then they just fly up and they're like, peek.
Like, what was it now? Did you say something?
I was like, yeah, you just got owned, bud. I'm sorry.
It was like, oh, thanks for reminding me. Kind of moment there.
I'm going to show another clip in just a sec here.
The scene, everyone was like, okay, I'm going to tell some truth talk here. I wasn't sad. Even when they played that Brother, My Brother, Why Are We Fighting song,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I saw Ash's statue, I was like, oh, so we're getting a new lead? We're gonna follow a new trainer? Sweet. Because this is about the time the first season was over.
So here we got Mewtwo taking on one of the trainers. Oh.
Oh no. Giovanni got to us.
Wow.
The most dreaded and okay, what did we violate that they suspended? I'm curious. We weren't playing any. We didn't play any video, or not any video, but we didn't play any sound. Was it the video images?
I think it was just the video I was playing right now because I was watching this the entire time, and not once did it get struck down like that.
No, Now that sucks. So what are we gonna do?
Well,
Literally
Do we just restart the stream?
at one, almost at the 147 mark, we got yanked down.
interesting. Yep.
Did they give you a reason?
Nope. Well, let me double check that. Temporarily blocked because we detected copyrighted audio and video, even though I never played audio.
So it was because of the video within video that it had a problem.
I guess so. Well, that's exciting.
That sounds like somebody came in and reported us coming.
Huh.
To me, that's what that screams to me. But so, do we want to pick back up, or?
I mean, we can.
I mean, we still got a chunk of material. We got like half a show we didn't finish.
Yeah. Well,
So
let me
real quick. We still have what? Catch? Are we doing catch and trash? Or trash, whatever. COT. Were we doing the fan decks today or no?
No, we can save that for another.
Okay, so next time.
Um,
And did we want to do that last 10-minute? Can we? How far can we play 10-minute run?
well,
Or do we want to save that
well-
for another time?
we're actually coming back because it says your stream is no longer being blocked.
Really?
Yep. So it was a temporary setback. Temporary
We're back.
setback, folks.
We're back.
Don't worry. We sent Team Rocket flying off again.
That's
I
right.
thought it was Team YT, but okay.
Yep, we are back.
And just in time for Linda, aka the Gamer Girl, to be put into the Pokebox.
Hello, Linda.
Well,
That's a shiny Linda.
at this point, we could probably just end with the catch or trash segment. We can probably save we can probably save the 10-minute race for another episode.
Yeah, we can do that.
Because we are at the 10-minute mark, and usually that's about.
I do kind of want to bring up just overall final thoughts of the movie. Do you guys think it still holds up?
The original, yes. The evolution that you can watch on still watch on YouTube, or not YouTube, but Netflix.
Yeah.
Nah.
I don't think.
The modernized PC Karen infused version, I'm not as much a fan of.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a big fan of it either. I think honestly the one true Mewtwo Strikes Back will always be the original. The CG of the remake just it doesn't look good. And I don't like the voice acting or the character changes in some parts of the movie. I'll drop the trailer for the Netflix remake here. If you guys wanna look at it, there are comparison videos too that some creators have, where they splice them together to kind of vote on what
side by side comparisons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wasn't impressed with it.
Yeah.
Little Zombie didn't even like it. He actually told me to turn it off and put the old one back on.
And he's the age group they're trying to hit with that.
As
Right.
one does.
So,
But yeah, I mean,
in my opinion, I think this movie still does hold up. I mean, there are some issues, like the whole cheesiness, and I do think the ending to this movie is kind of garbage because it's like, okay, you're going to give us this moral lesson, but then you're going to be like, oh, hey, we're just going to turn back time and not learn a thing. So it's like,
Right?
it just seems kind of redundant, but still, it's still a really fun movie.
Mm-hmm. I still enjoy watching this one a lot, especially in comparison to later films in the series. I feel that some of them are definitely hit and miss. Um, but I will always come back to this one. It's got, in my opinion, one of the better storylines. A lot much more cooler action, more cool action compared to other entries. Um, I know that the fan base for the most part is usually torn between the first and the second one, despite how many people don't like Tracy. Even though I do, I enjoy that character.
I still think the reason for his existence is hilarious. And then why he got yanked was even more hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Um, but this is a part of my childhood, so maybe it's the nostalgia goggles. But I still think this is one of the best, if not the best, Pokemon movies in the lineup. I would count Origins, but I don't know if Origins is technically a movie or not. It's like a mini series, I guess you would say.
Origins is like one of those
It's more or less an
side
OVA.
channel. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of like a mini OVA. It isn't really a movie. Um,
My favorite movie would have to be the third movie. I just really like the unknown, and Entei is really badass.
And then of course you've got Dan Green of Yu-Gi-Oh fame voicing Entei.
if that is what Molly wants. Okay, so if Molly
Yeah.
says, hey, I want to end the world, you're just gonna go end the world? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Yep.
Or if it was
And
all
hey, at
just
least
because
Ash's mom is actually useful in that movie.
oh no, I'm sorry. The only thing I really would almost, if I had the know-how and the time to do it, is I'd make one of those Snickers commercials where they say, it's because they're hungry that this is all going down. Have it where somebody just throws Molly a Snickers and the movie ends.
That would be an awesome splice, dude.
It's like none of that happened. It was all because she was hungry.
But you got to give there's got to be a way to spoof it where Entei does it, where he's like, "Molly, you're hungry."
Pretty much. Oh no, have it. That's what that because it turns out her dad sounded that way, so that's why Entei sounded that way. So that's how her dad sounded.
Right? Yeah, her dad was the same
Basically
character.
her dad. You have to splice that where her dad got teleported by the unknown, and then there's Entei. Then all of a sudden, when the Snicker bar like lands, and he just appears again, there it is. It's like, so she really was just hungry. But no, yeah, the first movie is a classic, definitely. And it even has that was still during that period of hand drawn animation, which will always give it that little bit of extra charm.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. And it's a more polished hand drawn movie too. Like the details, the shadowing, even the reflections, all done
It was
really,
a passion
really
project.
well. Mm-hmm.
Because you gotta remember, this
Yeah.
is coming off of Game Freak, and they're still not established.
Right.
They're not. They have a lot to lose if anything kind of flops. Even though Pokemon's still this growing behemoth, there's still that worry. Okay, a movie's a big financial risk. If it drops badly, Nintendo and all that are gonna be like, nope, we're done.
Mm-hmm. And we know that some shows try to adapt a movie feature and it didn't always work out.
Yep.
Right, and the Blu-ray transfer for this movie is gorgeous.
That's the one that came in the steelbook, correct? Or was that DVD as well?
It's a steelbook.
There's been a few different collection type ones where there's several different versions of Blu-ray, or not Blu-ray, but like the first 4 movies in one disc type thing they did on
Mm-hmm.
DVD. There is a set I think where they are like upgrades, like he mentioned. There is a steel booklet he did drop and said, yeah. But I've seen ones where it's like, here's a picture of the cover Pokemon, the title, but then is all like a single color. There's like
Right.
no cover, like original cover art or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a turn off. That's the thing. That's one of those things just off topic, like with anime, like stepping up to like upgrade is someone who are like, yeah, you're now all that 4 or 5, 10 disc set is now on 3 discs in this one case. Yeah, all 10 of those though had unique cover art, and that's something I feel like we're losing in the trade off.
Absolutely. Even the re-released like $5 bin DVDs at Walmart, while not that intricate, still have like at least um a cool cover art and features the main Pokemon of that film on it. But they definitely had better designs when the movies were separate and either came in the original cardboard clamshell or the plastic clamshell. And if you are the type of person that enjoys a lot of special features like I am, definitely try to hunt down the original print of this movie. It's a lot harder to find and in some cases can be expensive, but the original cardboard clamshell has all of the original features on it. I was disappointed when I bought the steelbook set for my roommate and we found that there were no features on it. Um, so
That's
maybe.
the other thing is you're given there's things that you lose, and it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of bad. But yeah, it's a caveat tour kind of thing.
Yeah, you got to really decide what you want more of, and that's either high def quality or if you want the features too. So I own the original clamshell version. I plan on buying the Blu-ray set if I can still find it.
Oh, you
But
can find it. It's can you get a good deal on it?
right, exactly. So I think the general consensus here is that all of us are major fans of the first film, and I think it definitely stands up even in this day and age with the takeover of CG animation and whatnot. It's probably the one you want to invest the most time in. And like I said, if you want those special features, fork out the extra bucks for the original clamshell. And yeah, enjoy all those because it's so cool to see those behind the scene feature kind of things.
Okay, real quick, because I was curious, I did a just typed into Amazon Pokemon Steelbook.
Uh huh.
The Steelbook Blu-ray collection that has the first 3 movies. They have it if you're a Prime member right now for $16.
Wow.
And this is what makes me crack up is the thing that came up right under it. Pokemon Sword and Shield double pack that had a steelbook.
Uh huh.
Yeah, somebody wants $410 on their site plus shipping.
Nope.
Oh, and then there's a okay, there's wait. Yeah, there's 2 different ones. They're showing there's a limited edition Blu-ray steelbook, still the first 3 movies. It has a weird marking. Also 16, so buyer beware on that.
I'm
They
actually gonna
also
pull this
Detective
up.
Pikachu. Detective Pikachu also has a steelbook Blu-ray for $12. Or I'm sorry, correct me, $9 with Amazon Prime.
Wait, so what's the difference?
Somebody is trying to get over on somebody. Oh, one's 4K. That's what the difference is.
Hmm.
But
See, this is the one I remember. Let me pull this up real quick. This is the one I remember getting for my roommate. Oh, I see what's going on here. It's it's not necessarily the Blu-ray, it's the DVD version of the Steelbook that let me see, is this the right window?
Oh, they're okay. Yeah, they're listing under Blu-ray, but the price that's listed is for the DVD and has markings I've never seen before. So it immediately screams knockoff to me, and I'm like, nope.
Yeah. And I don't know, J Chip, if you want to chime in on which version that you were referring to. Let me pull this up real quick.
Oh, I got the steelbook I got from Best Buy.
If Amazon will actually load. Come on. There we go. This is the one I remember getting, my roommate, and I actually got this for him from Target. But yeah, you can see there's the Blu-ray version and then there's the DVD version. I'm trying to remember which version I actually got him, but this is the Steelbook I remember. Is this the one that you have?
Yeah. Does it have all three, the first three movies, or no?
Yeah, I put the picture in anime Blu-ray.
Scroll. I'm trying to see where he posted his image. There we go. Yep, same one. And zombies like busting up.
I'm just laughing at what Lit Gaming said. 4K hand-drawn animation makes
Actually,
sense.
it honestly, with the enhanced color palette and when people retouch properly with like computer programs, that stuff, they can look really good or they can look really bad. Like Monkey in his collection, his personal collection, has some of the older stuff that he upgraded to the Blu-ray version for, and it still looks really good hand drawn, but the colors and stuff make it way more gorgeous to the eye. It's almost like we fixed things that we couldn't do back then, kind of thing, doing it right, as opposed to just slapping paint on a house and saying it's
Right.
new.
Cool. Well, there you go, folks. If you want to try to pick up one of those sets, be sure to check out Amazon for one. I might have to scout around and see what's available on eBay as well, and see what I can negotiate there.
Well, if you want the double pack, apparently for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, somebody wants only $100 on with Prime Now on on Amazon.
Oh, jeez, $20 more.
That's actually cheaper than when it first came out. It was $120 when it came out. When it first came out, the one that people there, somebody's like, "Yep, they want crazy money is Sword and Shield," but then again, we're not looking for Sword and Shield, so
exactly.
We were looking for the movie. I just thought it was funny that it was like $410 game right here on the search. I'm like, wow.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, gentlemen, we are
time
nearing
for your favorite moment.
we are nearing the end, so let's kick it off with our usual go-to: catch or trash. So, last time we ended looking at Chatot. We started with, I believe, Rampardos, or was it another Mon? One of those I know we had. So let's kick it off with this one. And that is Blaziken.
I'm still waiting for the screen to load so I can see the image I'm looking at. There we go. For me, I trashed it because I just never liked Blaziken's look. I did not care for its design whatsoever. I was disappointed.
So that's a release for you, huh?
No, that's as J Chip suggested for our opening scene if we ever get an animation for that. That's that you caught it, I grabbed the Pokeball, throw it in the trash, and light it on fire. Which is funny considering it's a firefighting type.
Hmm.
For me, this is an easy catch. I remember back in the day using this Pokemon to just own my friends in the schoolyard when we connected our Game Boys.
So that's a catch for J-Chip.
But which one does he want to catch more? The normal or the shiny?
I mean, there really isn't that much of a difference, so I'll take either or.
Either or, yeah, that's a good response. I gotta agree with him. While I'm not the biggest fan of Blaziken, he is really good, especially in Go, and when he got a Mega form, was even cooler. I also would want to catch either one of these because every time I look at it, it just reminds me of one of my favorite Tekken fighters, which, if y'all know who wears the pants with the flames on them, you know who I'm talking about. So that's, for me, a catch.
So I'm the only one to like throw it in the dumpster fire, huh?
It pretty much becomes its own dumpster fire at that point.
I'm the asshole here, huh?
All right, next up. I was gonna call it Slugma. I know that's not Slugma. Goodra. Isn't it?
The Hisui Gudra.
Yep. I still have yet to even evolve that Slugma See, I did it again.
The Sliggoo. Or the
Slugoo.
Gumi.
Gumi, yes. I still have yet to level that thing.
Well, it's a good little... It's actually got usable moves.
Now, this thing, for some reason, from what I've been researching, has actually gone up the ranks in Pokemon Go. So I have yet to get one that is stat-wise where I want it to be, but I am intrigued to see how well it does work. Overall, though, I don't know. Come back to me. Where do you guys stand on this?
Well, I personally like Gudra. Like, I really liked its adorable original form. Its Isui one. I wasn't a huge fan of, like, the snail shell tail, but it grew on me, so it's a catch. I'd lean more towards the normal than, the shiny, since there's really not as much of a prevalent difference. That's any kind of, like, I care.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, J-Chip?
I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of this guy's design. I mean, he's alright, like, in terms of use, so I'm just gonna say trash.
Let's see. If I do catch Gudra, I'd have to go with his regular form because his shiny form reminds me too much of a snail.
Yeah, the normal color.
Mm-hmm. Well, his shiny form does.
Like his shiny form, there's like they were really weird about the color difference on it, as opposed to the standard non-region variant,
Mm-hmm.
it's like there's not really a huge, okay, this is kind of cute or unique looking. It's like,
Right.
oh, I got a brown shell one. So I'd stick to the normal for sure. I'm not opposed to having a shiny one, but I hope it'd be like a shiny Gumi because that's way more pronounced.
Yeah. The shiny form of Gudra just isn't that appealing, honestly. But I'd catch one
Yeah,
just because.
I'm not a fan of the poop colored tail that it has.
All right, next up. Oh, look at that. Hmm. Well, this is easy. Trash myself. No, I'm kidding.
Really?
I'm kidding. No, I personally I would catch Mew. Um I'm a little indifferent about his shiny form because when I see both the normal and the shiny, I think of are peeps, and I don't like peeps.
See, with shiny Mew, it depends on what game you're talking. It's always to me been like, okay, what game where they had shiny Mew available or supposedly available, are we talking about? Because there's certain blue ones that he looks really good. Then there's like this one where it's like he's really pastel blue.
Mm-hmm.
But I would still catch it because they're awesome, and I just think Mew's adorable. Plus, I have a habit of usually the
Yeah,
need from red and blue to have the utility Mew.
Right.
Go ahead, J Chip.
yeah, I'd catch this one. I like the pink one a little bit more just because I don't know, I just find it more cuter as a pink Pokemon than a blue, but I
Mm-hmm.
like both designs.
Yeah, the blue one like gives me the peeps or like the Lucky Charms kind of vibe. But
If if it was
Yeah.
glowing like when it was in the little anime moment of the opening,
yes,
that's where that blue color came from.
the translucent
But
Mew would be
I think
badass.
I think it
it,
would look a little bit better if it was turquoise.
yeah, it's they. I think it was like they just basically took the slider on a program and just went, okay, it's blue now.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't like try to do any messing with the levels at all. It was just messing with the hue.
If it went into that translucent blue or that mirage blue, I would definitely go for that shiny form for sure.
But I'm
But
sorry, I'd still catch the shiny blue Mew if it popped up in a game. I'm not gonna lie
right,
about that. I would still catch it, but I would definitely be happy just having a normal Mew.
same here. All right, next up. Look at what we got here.
This is what happens when I give you like a bunch and I say I don't care which ones you use. I have a feeling. The only real way I could tell the difference is when he does like an attack and his colors, the spots that actually have a color change when he does it, are
Mm-hmm.
different. But like the standard form, there's like no like very visible notice. It's like, okay, so one's like a lighter gray, one's kind of more on the slight brown side. Or I'm sorry, Mocha Galaxy or whatever BS coffee black color you want to call it.
Right. I think they
But
could
I
have
totally
done
catch him.
I think they could have done a little bit better.
Well, like I said, when he does an attack or attack any like special attack, then you see it. It's like a purple in that color, which is awesome
Mm-hmm.
instead of being green. But when he's not like attacking or engaged, it's kind of like barely noticeable at all.
Uh-huh.
but I'd still catch Marshadow because I think he's an adorable fighting ghost bear.
Yeah, that's an automatic catch for me too. There we go.
I'd catch him, but I wouldn't use him because the only ghost Pokemon that would ever be in my party is Haunter.
Ouch.
Haunter is the best.
I will agree that Haunter is better
And
than
you're-
Gengar for sure.
the closest.
I don't know. I have to say though, when it comes to Gengar's evolution line, if we're including his Mega forms, the shiny Mega Gengar is pretty dope.
Yes, that's the one I named you on.
I mean, he's all right, but he's no Haunter.
No, he's not. Haunter is my favorite of the evolutions too, so I gotta side with J-Chip
Haunter
on.
straight up is my favorite Pokemon.
Like, Haunter needs more recognition and support. Gengar is cool and all, but Haunter is where it's at. He has the best design. He has the better sense of humor. Yeah.
And Ghastly's alright.
Unless it was that one that could talk. That was awesome. And do
Yes.
Pokemon fusions.
That one was cool, and yes, I agree. He gave us Venustoise. Which
We're
then...
still waiting. Make Pokemon fusions an option in this, and let us do it with like the classic trio. I would be happy.
But would they...
I do not care what Charizard does with anybody, but I want a Venustoise for sure.
Would they have to do the dance, or would they use the Pocara earrings?
Boo on you. You know what you did.
See, I roasted myself.
But hell, they didn't even really do. They just did that like back thing in the If I remember right in that episode, it was like they did like stood up on their hind legs, did like a high five next to each other, and then went back to back, and then boom, we had Venustoise.
Mm-hmm. Which did make its way into the game, but you had to use the Game Shark code to get it. Yeah, I mean the sprite didn't change. You either got a Blastoise sprite, or I got Venusaur, but then it could use like Surf and one other water move. I think Hydro Pump. So really cool how they did that.
Next tier on Catch or Trash. Cradilly. We'll start with J-Chip's opinion.
I kind of like this Pokemon. I like the shiny a little bit more, just because I think it looks cooler, red. But the normal one is pretty cool looking, so I'd catch this one.
Cradilly has always been that guilty pleasure fossil Pokemon I found really interesting. When it came to when it appeared on the scene from Sapphire, Ruby, and Emerald, and I'd catch either one of them really because I just liked their coloring scheme and it was fun. What about you, Zombie?
Not that interested. Trash.
Interesting.
Between it and its pre-evolution stage, I'm just not that impressed with it, really. It's unique in that it doesn't really look like many of the other Pokemon, and it's unique in the sense that you really can't make out what its true origins are, despite its pre-evolution form. But it's just not one I would see myself actually using. Like, maybe for like the collection, or if these were real in real life, sure, but I wouldn't exactly be on the lookout for one, nor would I really carry one in my team. So yeah, I'd have to trash this one.
Fair enough.
So it looks like for the most part we were 4 out of 5 again.
Yep.
I'm not in favor of this one, and you did not want Blaziken, and J Chip
Nope.
did not want which one was it again?
He would catch it, but he wouldn't use Marshadow, apparently. He's still a hunter. He said hunter for life.
Right. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
He comes into our show and just trashes me like that. That's how it is.
Well, I can tell you for
I wouldn't trick the shell Pokemon dude, the slug one.
oh yeah, Gudra. That's right. So J Chip's 3 out of 5 this round, and Josh and I are 4 out of 5. Not bad.
He wasn't a fan. It was specifically the Husui variant
Right.
of Gudra he was not a fan of.
Well,
Not a fan.
I will say for a fact that this upcoming Pokemon I would definitely catch for sure. Anybody who's anybody would have to own this ghost type.
I hear music, but I don't see an image yet. Oh, here we go. The reminder, yes.
Beautiful, beautiful Giratina.
Not just any Giratina. We have we caught us a shiny origin form Giratina to travel around on.
Yeah, I need a shadow. I need a shadow form of the alternate version. We gotta have both, you know.
What? Having an interdimensional form of him is not good enough. We have to we have to send him out into the real world and be like, show us those elephant calves.
That's right.
All 6 of them.
All 6 elephant feet. That's exactly where we stand.
Well, I mean, he is pretty much an all-purpose vehicle at this point.
Right.
He flies. He can walk on land. Don't know about the swimming thing because in the movie he showed up in, he kind of got slammed into the water and didn't get up.
True. But nonetheless, glad we can all agree on Giratina and all his evil awesomeness. Again,
Yep.
I've said my piece on why I want elephant feet version. So
yeah, we had a fun conversation when we were talking about if we wanted to use it as a title card or the ad.
Mm-hmm.
This is our lovely reminder, folks. We are bi-weekly, so next Monday, no art cast.
Nope. We are on an alternating schedule with Geeks with Cash and his podcast. So next Monday, be sure to check them out around the same time as us. I do apologize for running late this episode because I had some last minute tinkering I had to do. But I might start suggesting we start at 7:30 just to kind of give me a buffer too. I usually end work at 6:30, so I'm always rushing to get that started.
You were still working the other place though too, so we're still filling it out, folks.
Right. And we've got some other episodes lined up too. Some of you might have remembered I mentioned to Retro Ryan that we might be taking a look at Pokemon that either resemble or based off of popular kaiju. So
yep.
That'll be a fun little discussion to have, and maybe we'll take a look at the remaining Pokemon movies in the future. You know, our topics kind of run similar to Retroactive Trio on my Discord. If you guys have topics in relation to Pokemon that you guys would like us to discuss, feel free to put them there. And maybe if we start getting a lot more suggestions, I'll run a separate I'll run a separate poll. I don't know.
We value your opinion.
Your poke opinion.
We also include if you say, "Hey, yeah, can I be on the show?" We will try to make it work.
Yep.
We'll try. We don't just grab random guests. If you show interest, we're like, okay, what topics are we wanting to do in this episode? Would they be a good fit? Like, there's been a few where we were like, we could have a guest, but I don't know if that person would actually know. So we were like, we're just going to do the two of us.
Right.
Because that was the best.
And we'll try to better organize that as well. My apologies, J Chip. I should have actually extended that invitation when we decided to go with the episode topic. So I would like for you to return to have another chance at this and share more of your insight, because as you guys were with the anime episode that we did for the retroactive trio, you guys rocked that and had a lot to contribute to that topic. So definitely want to give you another opportunity to reflect on those good times when it comes to Pokemon, and of course share with us your experiences if they were any different from ours. It seems Josh and I were the only ones laughing really when Ash died, so
when he was turned to yard art, we really wanted him to see
yard
that
art.
Yeah.
When Ash became a lawn
In all
gnome.
honesty, it should have been like someone should have shattered him and just had a new main character.
It's not even that. I'm telling you, you guys, Brock could have busted out of his bag of many things, some spray paint, painted him, and sent him back to Pallet Town. They probably would have just thought he was shocked.
Right.
And I mean,
Oh, man, just use the
Does that
but I
make
guess
us? Does that make us evil people? Honestly, because we wanted to see him stay that way, if not shatter.
we're chaotic Pokemon here. We're Marshadow, Mew, and I'm assuming at this point J-Chip identifies as a Haunter.
Yep.
I'll have to get him a sound cue for Haunter then. Specifically the one where he's like,
Oh, wow.
What?
Coming up in the world. I mean, so far we're friends with, when they come into the, I guess we're calling this the Arccast verse. J-Chip's a Haunter. Ikun is a Pikachu.
A Pikachu. Yep.
And earlier it was established, I nailed it 100%, that Hector would be a Jigglypuff with a goatee and a soldering iron.
Which has to be drawn. Someone out there, please draw Hector the Game Collector with as a Jigglypuff with a soldering iron
And a goatee.
and a
Retro.
goatee.
And a goatee.
Retro Ryan would be a Wobbuffet.
That's so mean. I was thinking he'd be like a Kakuna, but hey.
Hold on, I gotta put this in there.
Oh no, not a Wolfette, he's a Why Not. There you go.
Right, Buffett.
Right, Buffett. Oh no. Let's make that hashtag a thing on Twitter. That'd be great. Everybody make sure you you add him too.
Someone
Don't mess with a Wobbuffet counter.
Someone draw a Wobbuffet with Ryan's goatee.
I wouldn't even give it a goatee, just have it hold a guitar and we'd be good.
There you go.
Give him that Slash style top hat,
There you go. So he's gonna
wear a turtle's shirt.
I mean, I guess it could have been worse. He could have said he was a Wishmer.
What
I'm
about
not gonna be mean.
what?
Not Exploud, that'd be mean. That's just plain mean.
I was gonna say a Cubone holding a guitar, but that works too.
A Cubone. Where's that Cubone been, Ryan? Where's that bone been? Don't tell me you were bone meringuing around. We all know what you were doing.
He's probably streaming right now. We'll have to take a look. If anybody is live streaming at the moment, we can definitely do a raid or a quick shout out.
Okay, well, you've got a list, I've got a list, and let's see. Let's see. Off the top here, I know everybody knows him. We've got K2J Extreme right now doing Ultra Street Fighter 4.
Awesome.
We've got Outlaw Bits Gaming doing Resident Evil Survive.
Right, a recent shout out as well.
We've got Bushido Blade Warrior, one half of the S2K team on LLE, doing a chill stream of Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure for GBA.
Nice.
And then we got a bunch of people that are VTubers, and I'm going to let you guys throw some out off of your subscribe list if they are alive.
That's pretty much who I got here.
Then we've got, well, let's see here. Today is, okay. Freaka4 did put out a new video called Freako's Goodies to check out.
So there you have it, folks.
So
we got
sure
quite a
that.
list. Alrighty. Well, sounds like we've got...
We've got... I'm sorry. Shadow. It like went super like paused dead. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I know.
He was talking then dead silence. I'm like, uh oh. Did we just get you violated something? Shut down. We're closing out.
I hope not. I've used this
we're
music
still live.
before.
No, we're still live.
But wouldn't surprise me because again, this that's how it works. But nonetheless, we definitely have some active members of the community live streaming at the moment, so definitely take your pick.
And totally tell them Artcast sent you.
Exactly. They'll probably be like, what?
Oh, I have to believe they know you have the Pokemon Artcast. Come on now.
Yeah. I want to believe that too.
And of course, if you haven't liked or subscribed to J-Chip Show, please do. Show them some love, attention with their hunter self.
I haven't done a video in a while, but there will be an Attack on Titan review coming soon.
Oh.
Ooh, we heard it here first. He's coming out with a new video.
Attack on Titan.
Yep, the first season.
Oh, one of the better ones too, on top of that. I'm definitely gonna have to tune in for that one.
Yep. So, thank you for joining us, J-Tur. We appreciate it.
J-Tur.
Hey, I'm Josh Shadow, you're Zomio. We gotta make this work somewhere. I don't think Han Chip is gonna work. I don't think Han...
Wouldn't it be Chipter?
Chipter?
Chipter? Do you want to be called Chipter?
Yeah, that has a nice ring to it.
Next thing we're gonna know, you're gonna be on a Dora Explorer show standing in for Slifer.
Oh no.
Chipter no swiping! Chipter no swiping!
Aw, man.
But
Alrighty, folks, that brings us to the end of our episode. Be sure to tune in 2 weeks from now. We'll hopefully have next episode's topic up, or maybe we might actually start polling these. Whatever you guys think. Whatever you guys think would be more fun. We keep choosing the topics, or do you guys want to vote on them? So be sure to let us know in the comments and also on my Discord. So for me, Zamu, and of course,
Josh Shadow. I will destroy all these Pokeballs with a broken Great Ball knife.
and of course, J-Chip Show, who, my mistake, last minute guess, but glad to have you on board as always. We might have to actually turn this into something a little more permanent.
Maybe. He's like, I don't know, man. Josh is kind of an asshole.
Well,
I know my role.
Yeah, he does have the Exodia cards. I don't.
But so do I.
Well, I also have a set of those Egyptian god cards too.
So do
technically
I.
Monkey does. So I mean, I'm not gonna lie on that one.
And I've got the Seal of Orichalcos. Aw, Sacred Beast. Man, those things had so much potential.
Yeah, GX is good though.
Oh, totally. Can't wait for you to review that one too.
Maybe someday.
Amon can dream. Amon
can dream. I don't know. I'm more of an Amazoness fan when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, they are such a cool archetype. Alrighty, folks. I'm going back inside my Pokeball. You all have a good night. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next Pokemon Artcast.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay in this Pokebox anymore.